Welcome to Mendoza, Argentina. This place now has been on our list for a while to come here. We are actually only here for a week though.
Yeah, we're here for only a week. We were going to be here for a lot longer. That's the way it works out. We had to pivot. Now, there's a lot Mendoza has to offer besides wine. We know that. We know that it's a great wine country. We'll do some wine tasting, but there's a lot more than just that.
Yeah, so in this video, what we are going to be doing is just kind of sharing with you everything that we find that there is to do while you're here, and then all those other like key information points that you need to know when you visit. Where we are now is the Parque General San Martin. Now this is a massive park. It's 971 acres, and so there is a lot in here.
There's a lot to do here. Now, we're not going to be in this park all day, although we could be.
You could easily.
There are restaurants, there's an amphitheater. I'm looking across the way. It looks like there's some arts and crafts and gifts that we're going to tour our way through. There's some food trucks. There's just about everything, and I'll tell you what.
There's
there's a stadium. If I wanted to go on a long walk, this would be a great place to do it.
It would be, yeah. Lots of and really nice paths to walk on. But I think right now we're going to go over and check out this little, I don't know, little market for Saturday. It is Saturday, so
it's Saturday, and we're going to show you what the Saturday market has to offer. Birra Fria. Carrie, free beer.
Yeah, not free that way, but happy hour, 8,800, so only about $8.
I guess I read it differently than Carrie did.
What I love about these kinds of markets, especially the ones that kind of pop up in the park, is it's a lot of just individual sellers that aren't doing just a bunch of like reselling stuff. It's things that they've made, so it's very original. All of the booths have something just a little bit different.
Yeah, we're not in the downtown tourist zone at all, so this is kind of neat. Carrie's Instagramming. If you don't follow us on Instagram, you can get us in almost real time.
Almost.
We're about 2 or 3 weeks ahead of each video, so keep that in mind.
So if you're a flower person, they have a rose garden here. This is actually really pretty. It's the middle of the summer, so everything kind of looks like it's a little thirsty, but
you know what? It's well taken care of, though.
It's well taken care of, yeah.
Oh, we got a lake. We got a lake. Thinking paddle boards.
It's weird, I don't see any boats or anything on this lake, which considering it's about 90 degrees out.
I was saying paddle boards, but what I meant was paddle boats.
Oh, yes.
I'd fall off the paddle board. I'm pretty good at staying in a paddle boat.
Oh, gracias.
Now I understand we're only like 2 minutes into this video, but it is too thirsty.
It is.
It is well past. It's hot out, and we needed a beer.
Yeah, and so what we went with, so they had multiple different you could choose from. They had the IPA and stuff. We went with the golden. He said we could keep the cups, which actually are really cool, hard plastic cups, but we just have zero reason for them, unfortunately. But $8.80 for 2 beers, so about $8 for 2. So honestly, it's probably the best price we've gotten so far here in town, which is really cool.
To break that down for you, that's $4 each. It's quick math.
It is quick math.
Thanks.
Kindergarten math.
I'll be here all week.
Now, what are the day trips that you can do from here? There's actually quite a few. It's a pretty active area around here, a lot to go see and do.
There's horseback riding, there's river rafting, there's wine tours. Now, the wine tours get the most notice for good reason. This is a beautiful wine country with amazing wines. If you want to learn about wine, how, where, and everything that has to do with wine, this is the place you want to do it.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing opportunities.
It is. Now, those wine tours are going to cost you,
Yes.
but if it's something you're coming here for, you may be willing to flip that cost. They kind of range anywhere from about $150, which was your really low end one, where you were paying for all the additional things like the tasting and if you're going to eat anything, and then they really went up to almost about $400, and that is a per person price. So there are budget options, though. There is kind of a hop-on, hop-off bus that goes to different regions, because there's a lot of different regions here where the wineries are at, and you could get on those as well.
Yeah.
And the map of where they go each time, each day changes. But the one thing to note with those, they do range around $45 to $65 per day that you're on the bus, but that doesn't include anything. It's just dropping you at the winery. You need to have some reservations. You need to make sure you're paying for the tasting and all of that. So
There's one other option. There are some wineries close by to Mendoza itself. You can jump in an Uber, go to one of these wineries and do a tasting. Just as simple as that. Okay, we made our way down out of the park.
yeah, it's about 8 blocks.
8?
Yeah. It felt like a lot more. It is
I
more.
was gonna say 30.
Yeah.
But 8 it is.
One thing I will say before we get into where we are now is that on the walk down, one thing about this town is that there are trees everywhere, lining all of the streets. So even though it is really hot out right now, you're in the shade about 50% of the time, which is really nice.
You know, I get it. I get Mendoza, the curb appeal.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And yeah, we zigzagged all the way down here staying in the shade. So for good reason. It's about 95.
Yeah, it
feels like it's about 93, 92 maybe. A little bit of relief. So right now we are in the Plaza Independencia. And it's beautiful.
It is. It's beautiful. Now, one thing to note about this city and the way that you can kind of see the different areas that you're in is that you have the main center park, and then it is surrounded by 4 corner parks as well. And so each of these are kind of their own separate neighborhoods. And this one here is obviously the main center square. Not a lot. I mean, there's a lot here. It's not a massive park, but it is kind of a cool green space right in the center of the city.
Right. It's not as big as the park we just came from because it was massive.
Yeah.
But this is a cool place. This is some place where you bring your kids, if you're traveling with your kids, have fun with that.
Playgrounds
there's
and all
playgrounds everywhere else. You know, it is a nice place to visit. So there's restaurants.
Right. There's a lot of surrounding areas around here, and one of the areas we're going to take you next is the walking street, and that's kind of the key place here on down in this downtown area. It's kind of the walking street with all of the bars and restaurants and everything on it. And I doubt we'll be getting to bear there because we do have another place in mind. So we're going to see
that
how
place is going to be cool. I cannot wait to show them that place.
So.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah, they had fountains going yesterday. Today they don't have the fountains going. I love the fountains.
Might be a time of day.
They're on a timer.
We're the heat of the day right now.
Yeah, it's all right.
Now, one thing this would be absolutely great for, one thing this place would be great for is handicap accessibility. It has been, the sidewalks are very, very wide. The accessibility coming off of the roads is great. Sorry, it's noisy, there's buses going by. But I would say out of a lot of the places that we've been over really the last year, this has probably been one of the most accessible places we've been.
Yeah, and talk about handicap accessibility.
Yeah, I would say that out of all the places that we have been really over this last year, this area has been one of the most accessible places, not only just from the crosswalks that we just were showing you, but also from just the super wide sidewalks everywhere that we go. You do have a little variation sometimes on the sidewalk, but other than that, it's very flat.
Yeah, but you might want to be aware of the irrigation system here in Mendoza. You know, watch your step because these can be pretty treacherous.
Keep that in mind if you're having any beverages at night.
Yes.
So unfortunately we went up top and there is no shade to sit in right now, and it is really hot like we've mentioned before. But we are going to come back later if we're able to get a table, because the view is absolutely spectacular. That's why we wanted to show it to you. If we were able to get a table, we'll show you some bee footage now of us with that view.
Yeah, it's just way too hot.
It's too hot to sit in the sun right now, unfortunately.
It doesn't feel hot in the shade, but if you're sitting there trying to drink a nice crisp Chardonnay,
right,
it ain't gonna work.
So if you come in a time when you can go up there and it's not super sunny and as hot as it is as by far the best view we have found in this area. Now, in the beginning, we talked a little bit about the food and wine here. This is one thing that they are definitely known for, and we've been taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, I would say full advantage. I ordered a tomahawk cut steak the other night, and it's something I would never order. I ordered it because I could. I'm here. Why not? It's the only chance I'm going to get that kind of beef in Argentina, and I went for it. I'll tell you what, I got some serious behind the scenes of the grill.
Yeah.
The waiter took me back. He saw my GoPro. Come on, man! I'll show you where to take some photos. So we went back, and it was a pretty cool experience.
It was, yeah. And we have tried out numerous of the other restaurants around here. There is no lack of really great barbecue restaurants here. So any kind of meat that you're into. But now, for those of you that are maybe not into that so much, there was also plenty of vegetarian options as well on the menus. But yeah, I think that as far as that goes, and then also the wine, we have been taking full advantage of the wine here, and just kind of taking in that whole experience as well, especially even at the grocery store.
Yeah, grocery store wine. Why not? It's good.
Yeah, so and very inexpensive way to do it.
Now back to what we were talking about in the beginning of this video about the wine tours and how you should do them, how great that experience can be. I've been on a lot of wine tours. I used to be in the wine business. Carrie's been on a lot of wine tours as well. We were able to skip paying for the wine tours and replace it by going to some of these restaurants. Yeah,
we really evaluated like how much we were going to spend. Like we said, it was going to run us, say on average, about $200 each to go on this wine tour and get the tastings and get the food and really kind of get the full experience, at least $200 each. And when we really kind of did the math on that and figured it out, we were able to go out to dinner like 5 times each, have amazing food, including that with some wine, some local wine. And to us, we felt like that was a lot more value for the experience.
Yeah, bigger bang for your buck, if you will.
Well, and something just not that we weren't already doing, so.
Right, more value for your money.
That's what we're all about.
I could come up with another one, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, we're going to stop it.
If we kept this running, I could come up with something else. But honestly, we kind of evaluated what we like to do and what we don't often get to experience. So that was kind of our reasoning behind it. That was our excursion.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people want to go on these excursions, though, also for the viewing that you're going to get of the area, the surrounding area, which is absolutely gorgeous. We, on our next stop, are going to also have a very much a viewing experience of the Andes Mountains and everything, so we didn't feel that we needed to do that. But
is that a precursor for what's to come?
It is.
Machu Picchu? If you choose to do the wine tour and spend that money, you're good to go, because there's plenty of other places to eat. You don't have to go to a high-end, expensive restaurant. You can get yourself an empanada just about anywhere, top it off with an ice cream cone, and you're good to go. Walking street is a lot of fun. Now, we haven't been down here at night yet. I can imagine it gets pretty busy, but I'll tell you what, right here in the middle of the day, you can pretty much sit where you want to.
Okay, so now getting around the city is really easy. There's a great bus system. We have not needed to utilize that because we feel it's a pretty walkable city. But say you don't want to walk that far, there are plenty of options. There's the bus system, there's Uber, and also taxis everywhere. As far as Uber goes, we've used the Uber when we came from the airport, and it was about $13 US money to come from the Uber into town. More expensive than the last place we were at for sure, but I think probably because there's just more supply and demand maybe.
All right, very exciting news. We were like 3 blocks away, and I looked down the walking street and the fountains are back on. So I'm at full Brian sprint, which is probably about a fast walk for most of you. We're gonna go check out the, if I get hit by a red truck, We're gonna go check out the fountains that are now flowing. That's so pretty. Carrie's not quite as interested in the fountain as I am. She's over here. Look at her. I don't know if you can see her real well, but she's got her head down. She's on her phone. I think she's trying to figure out exactly what it is that we're going to say next. But I'll sneak up on her and see what she has to say about the fountain. What do you think about that fountain, huh?
Well, I'd like to hop in that fountain right about now.
I know, it is hot out.
Right now I'm looking for another place we can go grab a beverage.
Oh, God, you're smart.
It's really hot.
Yeah, that fountain makes me thirsty, I'll be honest.
It does. It looks really great.
All right, enough of the fountain.
Now we wanted to show you where we are staying because we're very happy there. We're what, maybe 6 blocks out of town?
Yeah,
5,
about
6
6 blocks. Yeah.
So really not a bad walk. And honestly, it's kind of the area you want to be if you want to be in that little bit quieter, a little bit more residential, but still has everything around you really accessible.
Initially, we thought we might be too far away.
Yeah.
But then we kind of started walking around the city and we discovered that there's a lot to do in our area as well. So we just decided to stay. And we're happy we did.
We are. And the place that we ended up getting, we upgraded. So the first place we were in was just a regular just apartment or just a hotel room. And then we upgraded to an apartment. So we're going to take you a little tour of that place.
One of the nice things about traveling the way we do is we can jack up the air conditioning and honestly not worry about the power bill, because right now it's about 64 degrees in here.
Feels amazing.
And it feels amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna give a tour?
Yes, we're gonna give a tour. So let's start inside.
I think she's gonna make sure the bedroom's clean.
Nope, I'm gonna make sure the lights are on and that the toilet seat is shut.
I'll show the kitchen.
Okay.
Kitchen, we got the microwave, we have an oven, stovetop. We've got all the utensils we need, which is very nice.
Yeah, it was a very well-stocked kitchen. It's got everything that we needed. We don't need a whole lot because we're only here for a week, but it was really nice to have all the cooking elements that we need. Full-size coffee pot, we always point that out, which is great. And then we've got our dining space, which for us is really just workspace. A really nice, actually comfortable couch, which is great. And then, oops, let's show out here. Or in here. So it's got a nice big bathroom. And then
we gotta show the bathroom.
Oh, gotta show the bathroom. People like to see a bathroom. I don't know. To me, it's an odd one.
Don't show the bathroom. Show the bathroom. Plenty of shelving right here as you walk in.
And it's got a nice big bedroom, nice spacious bedroom with a great closet space, which we love. We leave the blinds shut because it keeps it cooler in there. For some reason, this room wasn't getting as cold. But now we want to show you one of kind of the key reasons we really liked it as well. So the outside space. Now, our other one had this little deck you could walk out on, our little one down below that was just a hotel room. But this one, we have this massive area here, which is so great. And right now it is hot. It's in the shade though, so it's comfortable. But this has been so great at night, so we've really enjoyed this. And
yeah, this is big enough. I did calisthenics and stretching this morning. Did about 50 burpees. This was great space for that. So it worked out really well.
He lies.
Sauvignon Blanc, delicious. Carrie's taking this footage because I'm too afraid to go over there and look down the rail.
Now, what is the best time to come here? We are here, what month is it? It's February. Actually, it's February 1st right now. So it's the beginning of February, middle of their summer months. That is a great time to come if you want to go to the wineries.
Yes, it's the heat of the summer. Now, it's not busy at all. It seems really quiet in this city. So
very peaceful.
We're guessing that this is the best time of year to come as far as tourism goes. But gosh, as quiet as it's been, maybe not. There
Yeah.
is in March the wine festival.
Yeah.
Now, I think the prices do go up in March for that wine festival, but that is something that you want to keep in mind because that's supposed to be quite the event.
And then, of course, like we said, some of the day trips, you've got the skiing. So that winter months as well. If you want to be here and do that, that'd be a great time to be here. And then also, you know, those fall months, because it's a little bit cooler, you're going to have no crowds, and it's just going to be a really peaceful time to be here.
Right. Now, back to the wine.
Back to the wine.
Back to the wine.
And back to kind of what we decided to
Yes.
do. Just as an example, the bottles of wine, and we kind of got a mid-range, higher-end wine, and those are going to
Right.
run you around $9 a
I
bottle.
mean, you can get a $20 bottle
Right.
of wine at the grocery store, but why would you?
Yeah.
When these taste fantastic.
We have found that the kind of $7 to $9
Yes.
range we are really liking,
Right.
and it's a really nice quality wine. And they're from the more popular regions here. So that's kind of what we've been doing, is just enjoying going to the grocery store and trying a lot of different wines in the last few days that we have.
Right. Now, the Malbec is what they're known for, and we've had plenty of that. We drink the Malbec while we're eating our steak.
Yeah.
But when it's 90 degrees out, we get these white crisp.
You got the white for our patio.
These are the patio pounders.
Yeah.
And they're delicious.
Right. So now on to like cost of our place. We aren't sharing the full cost we spent here because we are only here for a week. So we're just
Right.
kind of just covering those key elements. One of those is accommodations. This place here ran us about $520 for the week that we're here. Now, 5 days of that is in the apartment we just showed you, and then
Right.
2 days of that was in just a more hotel room style. It did have a kitchenette though.
Right. This
So-
place wasn't available our entire stay, so we
That's why we did it.
We had to go down. We had to go downstairs. We came from downstairs, and we have to go back downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay because this place is great.
Yeah, so we definitely see the draw of Mendoza as an expat community or as a long-term stay. We were told by a lot of people like, oh, it's pretty quiet. It is quiet, but there is so much to see and do here, and so many wonderful restaurants, that we are just truly enjoying it. One of the things we always look for is a great grocery store. They have one, it's maybe 3 blocks from where we are here. I would kind of say it's a Carrefour store, if you're familiar with those at all, and I would say that it is familiar or similar to kind of a Walmart. It kind of has
Yeah, I'd say so.
everything.
Yeah, the bananas are like 2 feet long, so if you love bananas, there you go. They're huge.
Yeah, they are. But it had everything that we could possibly need, and so that's just something to look for when you're staying somewhere long term. So I can definitely see the draw.
Yeah, I can see the draw. You know what? I can also see the draw of closing this video
Yep.
out. This was a 14,000 step video. So we're going to
Show you
close
around
this
the
one
town.
out. Hopefully it gave you all the information you need. There are links below if you need to look at some of those excursions,
Or if you want to check out the place we're staying too.
or if you want to check
Yeah.
out this place we're staying, and we highly recommend it. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
But yeah, right now we're on the Plaza Independencia. Independencia. Plaza
Okay.
Independencia. No?
It is.
So right now we're in the Plaza Independencia, and again, it's beautiful. Is that right?
No,
again?
you did independent. You do independence.